Jerry, when you come on the show, you usually make me some delicious Vietnamese-style dish. Today, you're taking me to Malaysia.
Yeah, I am. I thought, I'll do something different today. And we all love a sambal. I love it when I go to a Malaysian restaurant and I add it to my, noodles and all that kind of stuff. And it's always been a mystery of like, oh, so difficult to make, so hard. But let us break that down for you today.
Nice.
So simple. Now, the heart and soul of all Malaysian cooking is this belachan. It's shrimp paste compressed down, and it adds the salt. It's part of the seasoning as well. So with this, I just put a bit of foil. So I'm just going to cook that for a few minutes, and it's just going to take the rawness and the pungentness out of it. Yep. In the meantime, though, we're going to make the paste. Lemongrass, we cut where the bulb is, so I cut there. So it's all the soft bit in there. We only use up to here, so really get into it.
Jerry.
Really get into it. And then we're just going to roughly chop this up. This just helps the food process along, giving a little bit of a helping hand because, it can be quite fibrous, this lemongrass. So I go up to about there. I will put the rest in the freezer and we can use this later for braising meats. We can use it for stocks, for soups, all kinds of things. So we don't want to waste, right? So I'll put this in. And then if you don't mind adding that garlic and that chilli and the shallots in there for me.
Now what type of chilies have you got there?
So those are dry red chilies. We've seeded them and then we've just soaked them in some warm water, make it pliable again.
Absolutely. And do I chop these? I can whack them straight in.
I think you can whack those in, right?
Okay. And 2 cloves of garlic.
2 cloves of garlic. This goes in. You start whizzing that.
Yep. And the bigger amount you've got in a food processor like that, the easier it is going to be to combine.
Correct, because it's got something to grab onto as well. And you can make a big batch of this.
Yeah.
Put it in a jar, put it in the fridge, steamed rice, dollop of that on, a bit of steak, whatever. It's very versatile. All right, I think the belachan is ready now. You can smell it, it's really quite aromatic coming out of that, and it becomes quite crumbly like this. Yeah, so this we're going to add in. Wow,
the whole lot.
Good. Yeah, it smells so good. There we go. And then we'll blitz that up for another couple of minutes to a fine paste, and then we'll start cooking it off.
Okay.
All right, so we've just been cooking this for a few minutes, maybe about 5-10 minutes in this. So I'm constantly moving it just so it doesn't catch and burn.
Yep.
Then, sugar. So we've got the saltiness already from that belachan in there.
All of those ingredients were raw, so you do need to cook that off. So they all
definitely.
the flavours come out.
So you know how we started, it was a really nice, vibrant sort of red colour, and now it's just gone a little darker in colour.
Yeah.
So we just got to make sure we cook all that out. And then last thing I add in is this coconut cream in here.
Okay.
Just a little bit in there. And then we'll just mix that through.
There are so many different ways to make sambal. Going to Malaysia, that's what I just found. So the world of sambal is so interesting.
Look, there's so many different, right? There's raw chili sambal, there's cooked, there's prawn sambal, there's so many. But a really good basic to keep in the fridge.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'm going to leave this aside.
Okay.
I've got this pan going here. Now, we are very, very, very lucky in Victoria. We have some very beautiful calamari here. As you can see, really nice, beautiful white calamari. I really love the tentacles with it as well. The bit of chew, these are really nice and soft. So I'm going to keep it really simple. We're going to be really quick and fast with this. If I just get a bit of oil on here, if you don't mind, Justine.
Sure.
Yeah, a little drizzle on there, that's it.
Any salt?
Yes, please. Pinch of salt, nice generous pinch of salt. Now this pan has been on for quite a while. It's going to be really, really hot because with calamari, there's 2 ways to cook it. We either cook it low and slow or we cook it hard and fast. So I want this really hot. I'm going to put it on. I'm just going to really quickly sear it and then we're going to lock in all that texture in there and that sweetness that's in that calamari. All right.
This is a great little dish to do if you turn the barbecue on.
Oh, yes.
You've got your sambal already done in the fridge. You can make it ahead of time.
Yep.
Grill this. Beautiful.
My favourite over summer
Yeah.
is this on the barbecue, and also always a bowl of rice.
Yeah, of course. Of course. You've got to wash it down with something.
Yeah. So just really quickly, it literally is maybe on a really hot pan like this or on your barbecue, it's literally like 2 minutes or 1.5 to 2 minutes on each side.
Yep.
Because if you cook it any longer than that, it starts to get really chewy. When people have calamari, it's like it's chewy. It's just because it's being cooked incorrectly.
Yeah, it's such a shame when it's overcooked. And even if it's just a little under, it's totally fine to eat because you can actually have it raw. So there's no problem just cooking a little under. And because it is so hot, once you take it off, it'll continue cooking too. So take that into consideration.
Well, that's the thing. So you cook it about 80 to 90% of the way there.
Yeah.
And then once you take it out, you rest it for like 30 seconds. So it'll continue cooking. That heat will continue to come through.
Very nice. All right, we'll finish cooking that off. We'll let it rest and then we can bring it all together.
Yes. All right, that's it. That's all you want to do. We're just going to rest it here. Literally for just a couple seconds.
Great.
And then I just like, you know, with that, I love a bit of kaffir lime to sort of garnish on it, bring some freshness back into it again as well.
You use a lot of that lime leaf in your cooking.
Yes, I do. I really love it. And it helps that I have a tree in the backyard.
I was going to say, do you have a tree?
I have a tree in the backyard, so it really, really helps.
Yeah, because they do freeze if you do buy them at the grocery store, at your greengrocer. Freeze them and use them. Oh, look at the nice.
And the shelf life on them is quite good as well, you know, like
a
week or so on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
A bit of cucumber we're going to do, just in half, like so. I always have to have a token veg or crunch or something like that in it.
Absolutely.
So that will sit there, like so. I might do a few more. And then let's cut into this calamari.
All right.
This, I just keep it really simple. We just slice it in rings. It's like the calamari rings you get at you know, Fish and Chip Fridays.
Yeah.
I do love that. And then these tentacles, I'm just going to roughly cut them up like so.
Yeah. Look at it, it cuts like butter.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Like so. Separate the tentacles just to make it easier to eat.
Yeah.
You know what a chef of mine once said, delicate mouthfuls is what we're going after.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like it.
Now-
Ready to digest.
Now we're just going to, you know, roughly put it on. There's nothing that we need to make so beautiful about this because the calamari is going to speak for itself. These beautiful tentacles here. Nice generous amount of sambal in here is what we want. And then I just put a bit of cucumber here just to break up the texture a little bit. We're going to go with this in there. And then this lime is going to bring it all together. Like so. Now, that barbecue, bowl of rice. We're back in Malaysia, right?
I have you some rice.
Yes, oh, so she prepared earlier.
Should we have a taste?
Let's do it. Go.
Okay, and that's the tentacle. And sambal.
Lots and lots of sambal.
Lots of sambal.
Right?
With the lime too.
Yeah, and when you get the calamari to just cook through, it's beautiful. Sweetness of the calamari as well. And you know, that's the trick with seafood. Don't cook it all the way. You want to cook it about 80% or to 85% of the way. And then that way, when you rest it, and then by the time you cut, you plate, you take it to the table, it will cook through just perfectly for you and it won't be overdone.
That couldn't be cooked better. It is just on point. And lucky there's a little bit more of that sambal because that's going straight in my fridge for some steamed rice and fried eggs tomorrow. Yum.
Perfect, right?